Hey, yeah. Welcome back. Welcome the back. Hey guys. Welcome back. Episode 46. We killed Austin, but we here remain to continue in his stead. This is episode 46 of the Producer's Lounge. It is our podcast about music production. Just sit here and do the same thing we would do in the kitchen. Talk about reverbs and why you should saturate before you compress.
Yeah.
You know, all sorts of...
Yeah, that's how we do it.
All sorts of little bitties.
Yeah, that's right. Right. And no remorse when we kill our friends off.
Nope.
Zero at all.
No. Already moving on. Looking for a replacement.
Look.
We actually found one who looks remarkably the same.
Yeah.
He'll be here next week. We'll see what happens.
Mm-hmm. Hopefully he's a good guy and knows anything about music production. We'll find out.
Right.
Claims to.
Claims to. It's true. We'll see about that, though.
I guess for tip of the week, we can talk about vintage verb.
Hey, yeah, our boy.
Aquat.
However.
He's a cute.
Acute.
He's a cute.
Acute. Big ups on winning that giveaway last week.
Yeah.
Went and bought yourself some verb.
Love to see that. Love to see that. Love that for you.
That's good.
It's dope. That's a dope plugin.
Yeah, it's easily one of my favorites.
Mm-hmm.
I use it every track.
Yeah, my go-to setting is the 80s mode, I think. The purple one or blue. Mm-hmm. And bright. And
right, the bright hall or whatever, the like second one down.
Yeah. And then pull down the decay a bunch. Beautiful.
I'm in the same kind of boat, although I'm using the now, the modern, the white one. I've been using that one a little bit more. It's not as good in sound designing. Like if I want like a bunch of like fat reverb on the mid-tone of a bass.
Right.
It's just not dirty enough. It just doesn't add enough harmonics. Like I've done the same thing with the 70s. And with the modern one, I have to do, like, I almost double it up to get the same amount of girth from the 70s and the 80s just because of that noise that it adds or whatever the fuck it does.
Nice.
It's like more there.
Yeah. But if you're not aware, you change up that 70s, 80s. It's the color part. It changes the sound. At first, I just thought it was the color that it was changing. Literally the color of the plugin. But nope.
Excuse me. Yeah, no, it does like... Sorry, guys.
Rare peek into a Twitch world that you're not aware of if you're watching on YouTube.
Misclicked. Yeah. Wow. Yeah, if you're not watching live, folks on YouTube's, come over to twitch.tv/always400official.
Yeah.
That's where we are right now. We're live from Greendale, Colorado. But yeah, this is, well, it's $50 right now. This is like, it's an absolute
I think he
steal.
said he got it $20 off too,
right.
So he only put $10 in.
Yeah, so this is the now.
Mm-hmm.
Which I think just has less color. And then, we use Bright Hall.
Give us an example.
That's not even correct.
Yeah. Click on another one.
There we go. That's the 80s look.
Yeah. That's the spot. I like it.
Yeah, it's good.
I like that. And
It's
then,
a good one.
We encourage, as always, grouping that reverb fully wet and doing a wet dry group and putting things before and after that reverb.
You got to.
Yeah.
Like I'll usually, when I'm like sketching something out real quick, I'll just throw it on like 20%, kind of dial it in where I want it in all the other things, and then just kind of bring the wet dry down. And then before I'm done with that sound, go back, throw that thing in a quick rack. Yeah. Or when I have a moment that I'm just kind of like listening to it, I'll do that real quick. But I need to probably just make a bunch of racks that have
the basic things that you
all
need
the
in
verbs
there.
and things. Like I already have one for an echo rack. That's pretty good. But yeah, I do need to.
I always have a hard time getting used to using racks.
Yeah, me too.
I just want to remake everything.
I mean, it's so easy. You just Control G, and then you just add a new one, and then boom, it's now the rack.
Dry wet, yeah.
Yeah,
and I don't always want to use all the same things all the time. Correct. So it's like...
Well, I definitely never make like big racks. Like it's a rack with one thing in it or two. If it's like my Echo rack, it's got a tool in front of it just to automate volume. Yeah. Excuse me. But that's it.
It's just like, there. And then when you toss it on there, you can throw like an EQ somewhere. Or a compressor somewhere. Or
which
whatever.
That is like, it's like it's 2 clicks away. And I like starting from a blank EQ.
Yeah.
Even though I guess you could save it. Yeah, I just don't care.
You don't want it pre-EQ'd, but like...
And I don't...
Having the things there might be nice, but I don't have that much of a workflow.
Yeah, and it's never that's like the game breaker for me. Like, I have to add an EQ to this rack. Oh,
right.
Like that's
click.
That's not what I'm worried about.
Drag in, done. Easy.
And like the time thing that everyone talks about, like, but once the racks are done, then you save so much time, and time is like what it takes to make bangers. Like, yeah, but whoop-de-doo, you finished a banger 2 minutes faster than me. Like, it's gonna get made. It's fine. It's fine.
Yeah, there's a lot of people really high focused on the amount of time it takes them to do
like
things.
On the super efficiency of it, which
if
you hyper focus too much on that, I feel like you just turn into a splice producer. Because that's the quickest way to make bangers.
That is the fastest. Yeah.
Just drag in splice samples.
Mm-hmm.
Boom, you have a track. Which, lame. But if in the name of efficiency,
right,
or whatever. Which that's not really our bag.
No,
our bag is to do it right.
Yeah,
and have fun. You know.
Yeah, we're here for the art.
Yeah, the
not to be so pretentious and shit,
but also like the act of making the art is also that's like part of the fun. Like DJing shouldn't just be the only fun thing. Like honestly, if I could do all of this that we're doing without ever DJing and like still make like money and like be able to pay rent. At the end of
the day, that's what you do right now.
Right. Exactly. And I'm fine. It's great.
Most of the time.
Just got some things in the mail. Gonna be doing some DJing.
Yeah. Forget about it.
Forget about it.
You know?
I do know. I know all about it.
It's like a thing from Jersey Shore, right? Something like that.
Something like that. Something, Joey Diaz or something. Hey, cocksucker.
Oh.
Wow. Yeah.
A very skippy wow.
My voice is a little hoarse today. Please excuse it.
Yeah, we were sitting here about to launch this thing and had all the audio issues happen to us.
It's true. Sorry about the late.
It's fortunate that we're audio professionals, so we figured it out.
Sometimes.
It didn't make sense.
It didn't make sense.
But we figured it out.
I don't want to talk about it. But here we are.
It made no sense.
Yeah, it made no sense.
Yeah. But that is one thing I wanted to talk about today is the idea of making it and how that could look. Often people want to ask the question about like, how do I blow up? How do I get like some level of like fame or whatever. And honestly just think it's the wrong question.
Correct.
In the first place. And it's an easy question. We asked that question at some point or another, or yesterday or whatever.
Or this morning.
But it's a matter of what you want to get out of it yourself. If you want to make really specifically like following whatever's the hip random thing, you could do something like that. And personally, I think that's kind of boring, but it's a doable thing you could do. You could DJ a lot.
Yeah,
be a DJ.
Do the grind, like a DJ.
Yeah.
Like you're DJing bar mitzvahs. You're DJing the local club.
Yep.
You know, you have a Tuesday residency, maybe.
Yeah.
After
DJing
several years of
wedding,
DJing.
You're DJing gender reveal.
Yep.
Common DJ gig, actually, weirdly, oddly.
Yeah. You're DJing. You're DJing.
You know, you're just DJing. You're doing a lot of DJing.
You're doing like bars. You're doing like it
doesn't pay that well, so you got to do a lot of it.
No,
you're doing a
Gig.
brunch.
It's a night gig. Yeah. You better still have a day job. Like if you're DJing bars and shit, like ain't no way you're paying rent off that.
Yeah,
you might be getting dinner.
I think you can basically get it to a point where you're doing decent amounts of money and you can kind of supplement your income based on that.
If you're killer,
maybe like another side thing that you're, but you would be hustling.
You would be
in that situation,
and you would have
multiple gigs a week.
Yeah, you'd have to be good.
You'd
have to be able to.
Yeah,
carry your weight.
People are gonna want you to come and do the shit for them.
Right. Plus, the thing they're gonna want you to do, play top 40.
Yeah. Ew.
That's what you don't.
That's what you want.
You don't get be like, no, I'm going to play dubstep tonight. Like, no. You're getting paid $40 to pay top 40 and requests for the next 2 hours.
Yep. You're playing mumble rap. That's what you're playing.
Maybe some Celine Dion.
Maybe some Celine Dion.
Maybe, if you're lucky.
If you're lucky.
God damn.
If you're really lucky, you're going to play that fucking mumble rap Celine Dion
mashup.
Mash, yeah.
Yeah. Huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, that doesn't sound... I mean, for some people, they just want to DJ. That's their shit.
Yeah.
They like DJing. But if you... Yeah, that's... And then transitioning from that to being a producer DJ. It's not a... You don't just get to be like,
right?
Hey, yeah, I'll come play next Tuesday.
Because you don't learn to produce that quickly.
No, and even if you've been producing over that time, like you're still now you're in a different echelon. Now you're competing against other people who also can DJ, but also have bangers that everyone knows about because they're known for being producers.
Mm-hmm.
So now you have to try and segue into that, which has its own trials and tribulations.
Yeah. What is the thing? I think we're talking a lot of shit for fun, and
of course,
because that is what we do here.
It's part of the show.
Yeah. But basically, here's like a little bit of how we think about things. We like listening to like new stuff, understanding where people are at in the world of electronic music, and we like to try and push the boundaries and find little spots where we can make a little niche somewhere, or
finding that open lane.
We want to be really fucking good. We want like the people that make the things that all you like to like our stuff.
The common term for that is the producer's producer. And And it's not really like, it's not the easiest thing to break into.
It's a term that gets busted out a lot talking shit about someone too.
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
It's like, it's a funny thing. We're like, no, that's what we want.
Right.
We do want to be a producer's producer. We're not trying to appease the general masses.
No.
Specifically.
No.
We would like them to be appeased.
Sure. They can.
For sure.
They can definitely like hop on board.
But we need
it's not our
the
target.
really well-known, like the people that know what they're doing. We want those people to like what we're doing.
Right. We want to have a house song randomly find its way into Turnian Sound's ears and then be like, this is cool. This is rad. Ooh.
Why?
Yeah. Like have them make
Why
a
do
little,
I like this?
Yeah. Have them make a little dirty face when, send goes flying by.
Right. They're like, sound like it was in real life.
Yeah, dude. It was a send, dog.
It sounded like a real life send, dude.
That was a real life send that we just heard. I'm pretty sure they recorded that with microphones. Yeah, the producer's producer is definitely a good chunk of our aim. Luckily, we also are aiming with house music, so that scoops up a good amount of people along the way.
Mm-hmm.
But I wouldn't say we're making your mama's average house music. That's for sure.
Not at all.
No, we're not making deep house. We're not making tech house basically anymore. Like it is techie, but I wouldn't consider it tech house.
True.
Like we've made tech house songs, I guess.
Oh yeah.
But like the overarching theme at this point, where it's kind of progressing, is fucking weird.
Mm-hmm.
But that being said, I feel like there's some merit to wanting to be the producer's producer. And firsthand, luckily, we've seen this strategy work. The strategy of staying in your bunker, soaking in as much fucking information as you possibly can from every angle. You're watching fucking YouTube, you're listening to podcasts, like everything you can about music production.
Trying to have friends that you can talk to.
Yes, which is why we started the show.
We're your friends.
Like just commune with as many producers as possible to gain all the fucking knowledge and filter it through our artistic brains and come out with this cheese that is, the producer's cheese,
Mm-hmm.
That cheddar.
That Gouda.
He said it. He said the word. That might be the episode name.
That Gouda.
Just Gouda. Just episode 46. Gouda.
How we made a Gouda episode. Here's the issue is the way we're envisioning this doesn't really it's not like the way people think that you make it.
No.
But it's a proven method.
Yes.
Being really, really fucking good at what you do and making really good shit is a proven method. You go back to
Wheels.
No.
I mean, some guy made them really fucking
think
good.
Of a band called Wheels. I was like, is he talking about, what is this? Well, I'm just thinking of like people that made it that way. Like, I would think Radiohead is very much that way, where it's just like some weird shit that everybody loved a lot, and it works because everybody loves that shit. But it's not because it's like commercially viable or something.
I'd probably say the same about Ween. Like, I don't like them that much, but they're really fucking talented. They make albums in every genre. They're definitely not radio worthy, but their fucking shows sell out constantly. Like, they're just fucking good musicians.
I wonder if like Solomon would be in this world.
He's pretty radio play now, though. At least over there, across the pond.
Well, yeah.
He's
I wonder if he was though. He's old. That's why I think
he's an old man. Sorry.
That's why I think he probably
still over there
was working hard,
isn't it?
For so long.
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, Tipper.
If
you guys know
Great
who
idea.
Tipper is, like,
yeah,
which
exactly
funny that the example that we have where it's proven for us firsthand was proven to us by Tipper, basically. He's the one who was like, yeah, that guy's really good. And we're all like, yeah, he's really good. And now out from the basement, our friend goes. Like, it just kind of...
Yeah. Likes to lock himself back in that basement.
Yeah, it's true. But Tipper, too, like, I mean, I remember finding him...
Yeah, totally.
I don't know, 2010 or something, but it was like California Rolls and like all his like early shit from like 2004, 2006. Still pretty tippery, but more chill hop before splatters and squishiness and everything. Although that was around when I was listening to that, but it's not radio worthy. It's like, it's
no.
Back then it was barely festival worthy. Like electronic music was a different landscape. 2010 to 2012 pre Skrillex. But yeah, like sat in his basement for who knows how fucking long. Just getting really fucking good.
Still there.
Oh yeah. He lives down there. Now he just has to play like 2 shows a year and it pays for everything.
He actually has a maid that comes down so he doesn't have to go out of the basement.
Yeah, she just brings down a 5-gallon bucket.
Yep.
Bathroom time.
Bathroom time. Here's a 30-pack. Your daily 30-pack.
30-pack. Just gets like a beer?
Yeah. It's all PBRs.
He's just
chugging
he's just
PBRs
like
every
a frat
night.
boy who chugs PBRs even though it makes the most.
Oh, Tipper. Such an alcoholic.
Oh, man. Such a party boy.
I think of like Sufjan Stevens and I think of these type of people. Bon Iver is a good example. That's like it. There's a trend here that is, it's usually like the most respected artists,
right,
are the ones that came from and are famous because of these sorts of things. Like here's an example of somebody that's not one of these people. DJ Khaled.
Who?
As far as I know. I actually don't really know his career, but I'm assuming he got it mostly on flexing.
Right, and
randomly
knowing the right people
right
at the right time, which that's a thing.
It's a way.
You can just network your fucking balls off. The problem with that, though, to me, is I wouldn't like those people. The people who just want to network to get in. You're like, hey, gross, go away.
Yeah.
Do work and then come back. Show me something cool. As opposed to like, here, I'll share my contacts list if you share yours or whatever. Like,
right. Repost if I repost.
Right.
Repost for repost. Guys,
I'm gonna repost this bash on social media.
bash.
Yeah, that's definitely an avenue, but not a very good one, I would say. Especially if you're out here for the art. If you're out here like truly just to make cool ass art.
Yeah. If you make some really, really sick shit, people will like it and share that.
Yeah, but it takes a while.
Yeah.
Which I think is the misconception. People are just like, they make something for the first time and they're like, but it is really cool. Like, yeah, it is, but it's shit. It's cool, but it's bad.
Right.
Like, there's a difference between cool and good. They can both be together. They can also be separate.
Right.
Like when your 3-year-old daughter or whatever draws a stick figure of it, you're like, oh, it's cool.
Right.
It's shitty. It's cool.
Yeah.
But it takes
maybe your 3-year-old daughter. My 3-year-old daughter could draw like Picasso.
Well, she's 17 now, so she can punch you herself. That shows my age.
I like the idea of saying someone is a good painter. Yeah. She draws like Picasso, okay?
Yeah. Okay.
Like Picasso. You know that guy that couldn't figure out where things go? She's about like that.
No, I think that's just too much LSD. It's like the eyes.
I will put the nose on the chin.
Yes.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it takes excruciatingly large amounts of time and effort to get like really fucking good at something.
And also just nutsack.
Well, yeah, you gotta
wait.
have balls to wait and push through it all.
You know? And ladies, I'm not leaving you out. You can have a nutsack too.
Aw. Mm-hmm.
Click.
Yeah,
Click.
I think
so
it's
annoying.
that because it's not coming through from our microphones.
Right.
I think it's just I think we need
It's
to.
definitely this.
I hope chat hears that as well.
It's whenever the kick hits. You know?
Right.
Little side chain joke.
Exactly. With a click, it's a really shitty. It's a terrible one. It's got a fucking click on it.
It just sounds like a high-end click. We just want to. What we ultimately want to do is be encouraging.
It's true.
We're for this way of doing it,
Mm-hmm.
and I think it's a way more doable path than hoping that you are going to blow up in a moment or, have a hit song randomly or whatever.
Don't do that. That leads down a hellscape of inner thought.
Yeah, you
that's
want to
not good
have
for your
that
brain.
deep and firm.
Firm and deep.
Yeah. Foundation.
Foundation.
Yes.
Base.
Foundation.
Firm base.
Deep and firm.
Base.
You do though. You want someone to book you because they're like, oh, this person literally every time I book them, they bring it so hard.
Right.
There's nothing I can do to not want to do that again.
And what you get with that is you get to say no. They get to be like, hey, we want you to play another show. We'd love to get you back in here. We'll pay you, $50. And you get to say no. And they get to be like, $100. No.
Right.
Until they don't call. And then they finally call back. And you're like, okay, I have a free weekend.
Mm-hmm.
It puts the ball in your court, which I get it. I want to quit my job. I just want to start playing shows immediately. Yeah, but then you're a whore.
Yeah.
No joke.
A hooer.
That's how, you don't want to be, this is my opinion, but I feel like I wouldn't want to be the guy who's always constantly waiting for the phone from promoters, be like, oh yes, I got another show. Oh yeah, sure, I'll take that. Yeah, it's fine. It's fucking in the middle of fucking nowhere, in between these two shows, so I can't sleep. I'm gonna have to just drive there, and I'm barely making gas money, but I feel like I need to be there because I need to be playing shows. No, fuck that. Fuck that, man. Fuck that. You know what I'm saying, man?
Oh, yeah, man. Just give it to you.
I feel like it's... Personally, I like the idea of just getting super fucking sharp. Just getting your blade razor sharp. And then, you put your feelers out every once in a while until, you get some validation from one of those. Maybe you just shoot out a mixtape to a promoter every once in a while. One reaches back whoa, what the fuck, this is crazy. Cool, now you have an opportunity you can jump on. You don't have to, you can. And since it showed up once, it's going to show up again. It's not going away.
And you get to treat those situations nicely. You can
Yes.
You can really put in the effort to be like, okay, this is the show. This is the type of people I'm playing to.
Mm-hmm.
Let me really try and make the type of mix that they're going to enjoy. Or you don't give a fuck about what they want you to play. But
it's not going to be as well.
I mean, sometimes you're going to want to make a chiller mix because the time of day you're playing and what will go over right for that environment. You're not trying to pull up with rhythm to the brunch.
Right. You don't want to do that. but being able to play
unless
all those
it's rhythm brunch.
no, unless it's rhythm brunch, that's the thing.
Yeah.
But being able to have those options in general and not be forced to just take every gig possible.
Yeah.
And this all being said with like, maybe you still have a day job. Like it's fine. I've had a day job since I was 14. And I've been producing for 7 years, basically straight. Over now. And yeah, all of that with a day job, minus a little bit of weeks for COVID.
Yep. Same.
And yeah, just now, am I finally relatively confident to be like, okay, let's put a mix together and, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah,
like
very recently.
Last year, kind of felt the same and had a pretty good opportunity. Looking back, like, oh, could have let it bake another year. Maybe next year easily could look back and say the same.
Yeah.
But there definitely comes a point where you've been working in the basement and there's, you got to start putting those feelers out because you're not going to get any opportunities.
You also got to practice that part.
Right. That's another skill.
Part, if you want to play out. If
that's
thing,
true.
Then, yeah, got to get that practice in.
But you also got to get the practice in, just like...
You definitely need to get the practice in before you do that practice.
Well, yeah, you got to get the practice of, like, talking to promoters and, like, maybe...
Totally.
Getting out there. Maybe just, like what we did before we even thinking about playing shows, like we kind of were, but we were like, let's just go to the clubs in town and just go check out house nights here and there. And we did for, like a couple months. We would go out a couple times a week and go check out different shows. We went to this one bar, and it was the first night or second night we were there, and we met the guy who, like, sets up the gigs, like, outside. We just randomly ran into the guy.
Yeah.
We could have used that opportunity, to been like, oh, here's a USB with our mix or whatever. Like, it was right there. We didn't have a USB, but...
Nor were we trying to do
Nor
that.
were we trying. But... having that happen is just like, oh, this is fucking easy. We just gotta, you just gotta show up to the party. But if you show up to the party with like half-ass fucking tunes, you're gonna be sweating bullets. But if you show up at the fucking party, fucking with some fire-ass tunes, then you can rest easy. It's just a confidence booster to know without a shadow of a doubt, per se, that your tunes are good. Like you've worked long enough in the basement and had enough randos, not your friends, tell you these things are cool.
Yeah.
And like, oh, who is this? You're like, oh, that's me. Like it's just that's all of them on the disc are us. And then they're like, oh, sick. That feels good. But you don't get that unless you're fucking sitting in the basement forever. Like you kind of have to outlast all the drib drab,
all those thirsty folk.
Yeah, as some people might call them riffraff, but they're people too. They just didn't sit in the basement long enough.
Patience, people. Patience.
Patience is huge because it's super easy to get jaded. Just like,
oh my God,
in a moment, you'll be so working on a track and you're like, and it's trash. Or you're driving to work and you're like, everything's trash.
Why did I do this?
Yeah, what happened?
I should have actually got a good job.
But then I hear a bass line in the car and I'm like, I'm going to go home and DJ.
I can't wait for someone to listen to that. Just pure audio. That was great. Just like weird little mouth.
I hope you liked it. If you're listening on just audio, please
he was sucking dick.
Please go to always400.com and join the Discord and let me know. I want to know who's listening to just the audio.
Yeah, do that.
I want to know.
I guess we could talk about that other thing we were talking about.
What was it?
So we want to make some.
Oh yeah.
Basically, like a deck of playing cards, size and feel.
Mm-hmm.
Bunch of cards that have things that help you when you have writer's block, basically, or just something to give you an idea to freshen just what you're doing while you're making music.
Right, like a set of flashcards to help jog your brain in any given moment. For example, you're working on a track, you're in the middle of it, you don't really know what to do next. You got like a drop and like a bridge, and you're just kind of stalemating, listening to it loop. You're like, oh sweet, let's just flip a card, and then it'll just be like duplicate and reverse or whatever. And you're like, oh, pretty arbitrary, I guess. Like it's non-specific. It's like just duplicate and reverse. Duplicate what? Anything. Like just grab a random thing, like reverse it, cool, and just like see if it does anything. Nothing happens, like grab another one. It's like put
biome on the master.
Exactly. Biome on the master. Bada bing, bada boom. That's how you get out of writer's block real quick.
Yeah, you will definitely find some funny things there.
But yeah, we want to set up a Discord channel in the Discord where people can throw in things like that, like random shit that you think would be good on the
little
card.
ideas.
Right.
Yeah. It could even be like, what is the focus in this section or something like that. Or you just need something to draw your attention to a place, basically.
Right. You just need
to make you get to doing.
Right. You need something that forces you in a quick little box.
Mm-hmm.
And all of this with a grain of salt, because it holds you in charge. Like, you can say no. But if you're smart in the moment,
it doesn't hold a gun to your head when you pull the card out.
No. Oh no. So
this card is going to shoot me.
Right. You can keep flipping through the deck, or you can man up and put biome on the master.
Although it would be funny to have one card where a guy is like holding a gun at you.
Right.
And he's like, biome on the master.
Yeah. You're like, oh, yeah, but it's Mr. Bill. He's like, it's like a weird version of Mr. Bill.
Yeah. We'll put that on his signature deck whenever we get
signature Bill deck.
That'd be great.
So yeah, folks, if you want to add to this, / I guess that list will be in the Discord. If you ever do get stuck,
if you need it,
just look in the Discord. Plus, it's not going to be the only deck.
Yeah, we have other ideas.
There's lots, but we've been meaning to do this for a long time, but just
this will help us maybe.
We had a ranch
move it along
to open, and we had a bunch of stuff going on. The Always 400 ranch it was really busy. You guys will see more about that later in upcoming episodes.
Fake it till you make it.
But yeah, so if you hit ! Discord, I got you. Just like that. Go find our Discord. Let's hop in there right now, huh? Quick view into the Discord. I don't know where it is, though. It's on a monitor we can't get to right now because it's unplugged.
Oh, nice.
So, unfortunately,
wild.
Yeah,
wild.
That shouldn't
so funny.
That shouldn't happen.
Yeah. Well, we have a Discord. It's available. You're right. It shouldn't happen.
It's in between both of these.
Trying to grab it from space. That's so funny.
No, I can't grab it. Sorry, folks. You're just gonna have to trust me on this one. Trust me.
Or just click that link.
Well, yeah,
Always400.com.
Click that link, but I wanted to make the channel for it live.
I figured you were going to do that.
Sorry.
We'll put it in there.
I'll do it right after this. After these short messages.
Of course.
Right now. Thanks, folks. Listen to that sidechain. Austin will be back next week. Always400.com, folks. Thanks for tuning in. Sorry we were late.
Austin's body double.
We love you.